but also we've got news just in right here on the program. We do understand that there has been a story that has been developing throughout the course of the week, and that is the story of the South African government that is currently scrambling to bring home the men who say they were deceived into fighting for Russia in Ukraine. We since understand now that 4 arrests have been made in connection with this. Let's bring in now SABC News reporter Chriselda to get us the latest on this. So Chriselda, what more do we know about these arrests?
All right, Mkholi, the details that we have at the moment, and I cannot say at this particular stage if it is related to the particular case that you are referring to, but what we do know is that 4 people have been arrested, and we do understand this is under the Foreign Military Assistance Act. I do understand that it's 1 woman, her brother, and 2 other individuals that were arrested on the 28th, 2 at the airport and 2 in Springs, which is on the East Rand. So I do also believe that before these arrests, there had been some flaggings at our Tambo International Airport because these individuals who we understand have now been arrested had tried to leave the country before, but had been stopped on several occasions. And the woman who has been arrested has previously been in Russia, but returned to South Africa allegedly after these other individuals were attempting to leave South Africa, and there had been some challenges at the airport. So the woman who's been arrested, we understand, came back to South Africa, and when they tried to leave again, this is where the arrest had been made. So the very sketchy details that I have at this point is that the 2 were arrested at the airport and 2 were arrested in Springs. This was on the 28th, and this relates to, the arrest under the Foreign Military Assistance Act. We don't have much details at the moment, and we're expecting the police to release some definite details in just about a moment. Perhaps they will be able to get a little bit more clarity on what the details are pertaining to it. So they were taken in for questioning, police, I do understand, and it was at that particular time when the SABC could not break the story, because these were people who were just taken in for questioning relating to this. And we do understand now that the statement that is expected from authorities relates to the official arrest of these individuals, and they will appear in the Kempton Park Magistrates Court on Monday, and they will be charged with allegedly contravening the Foreign Military Assistance Regulation Act. And look, I do understand that this pertains to if there are individuals who want to receive military training in another country, or they want to fight in that particular country, they have to get the necessary or requisite assistance, or not assistance. You've got to be allowed to do so. So hence, I think this is where the alleged contravention of this Foreign Military Assistance Regulation Act comes in. So we are expecting the Hawks to release a statement very shortly pertaining to this, but I can attribute the arrest at this particular point to the Hawks. We will get some more details pertaining to how all of this has unfolded. Has this got any relation to the other case that you had been speaking about? And whether this is something totally different. But I do know is that one of the institutions that had also flagged these individuals from leaving South Africa was the Border Management Authority. Yeah. There had been some suspicions about what they wanted to go and do in that country. I do believe, in fact, Golisi, I do understand that there is one individual who could have possibly also left on the 25th, who's already believed to have gone to Russia. So this is just speculation for me at this stage, and I'm really trying to tread very carefully. All these details are details that we need to put to the Hawks about exactly what do they know at this stage, how many South Africans are believed to be already in Russia, We know that there has been the other case that you referred to. So at this particular stage, what we do know is that these 4 arrests have been effected. There was some questioning that being taken in for questioning these 4 individuals. They have now been arrested. They are scheduled to appear in the Kempton Park Magistrates Court on Monday. But I'm really hoping that the Hawk statement will shed a bit more details. While investigations, of course, continue, it's unlikely that they're going to share great details. They will just indicate what these individuals have been arrested for, what is alleged at this particular stage. But what I do know is that, and perhaps the Hawk statement will also give some details, but 2 people were arrested at the airport and 2 in Springs, I believe, and this was on the 28th. This is now on allegations of contravening the Foreign Military Assistance Act. There have been several attempts by some of these individuals to leave the country, and I do understand the lady who was arrested is believed to have gone to Russia. I'm not sure how many times, but is believed to have been in Russia and returned to South Africa when these other individuals were struggling on a number of occasions, I understand, to get through OR Tambo International Airport to that country. But there were some challenges, and then it's alleged that the lady returned to South Africa, perhaps to try and see what the challenges may have been. So the details are incredibly sketchy at this particular stage, but we can confirm these 4 arrests at this particular stage. We're still waiting for that statement from the Hawks at this stage, which might give us some details. But I don't expect that statement to say much, given that the matter is still under investigation at the moment. But what is breaking news is that 4 people had been taken in for questioning on Friday morning, and basically are now, believed to be charged under the Foreign Assistance, the contravention of the Foreign Military Assistance Act. So they'll appear in court on Monday. And one of them, I believe, is also a senior media personality. So with the details, of course, once they appear in court from Mxolisi, we will be able to mention the name of that individual. I do believe, though, that one of those individuals is a senior media personality. We're expecting the Hawks to release a statement shortly. And again, Mxolisi, it's very difficult to say at this particular point whether this matter is linked to the other cases that we have heard of. I certainly cannot confirm that at this particular stage. We're hoping that the Hawks will be able to clarify that for us.
Indeed, Chriselda. And of course, we made mention of that story, seeing that it's been developing throughout the course of the week. So what you can confirm for us right now is that it's not clear if it's also tied to that, correct? And also, Chriselda, what further details do we have at this stage? I know you said details are still a bit sketchy right now, insofar as they are alleged roles around this. Were they recruiters, were they facilitators, transporters, financiers, or just intermediaries? What do we know on that front?
Well, I'm afraid at this stage it'll be very difficult to speculate on exact what the alleged role of these individuals was, and rather just wait for that statement from the Hawks, which is likely to clarify whether there were alleged recruiters or what the situation may be. I'm quite skeptical to get into that at this particular stage without that formal a confirmation from the authorities of what this alleged role is. All we do know is that this is a contravention of the Foreign Military Assistance Act. In what capacity, I am not in a position to say at this particular stage, but they have been flagged at OR Tambo International Airport several times. I do understand there's been several attempts to leave the country, but I do not know if these are individuals. Look, from what I understand and the little knowledge that I have on this particular aspect, is that there seems to be quite a lot of money involved in participatory or participating in this kind of action. I don't know whether it would be for training purposes or whether it would be to participate in the war. That is why I'm quite cagey at this particular point to say exactly what are the circumstances, exactly what they have been brought in for. But I do know that it is under the Foreign Military Assistance Act. That is the alleged contravention. But in what capacity, I'm really hoping the Hawks would indicate that in their statement on what the allegation is pertaining to, what their alleged role is in this. But I'm sure not much can be said prior to that court appearance on Monday at the Kempton Park Magistrates Court. But that's where we're expected to get much more detail. I don't expect the Hawks' statements to go much into detail pending this court appearance on Monday, Dame Police. Unfortunately, that detail is something that might appear in the statement from the Hawks.
All right, I must thank you so much for your time. That's our Chriselda Lewis working that story for us. In the meantime, what we do know, she says it's not clear at this stage whether this relates to that story that we brought to you around the government that is scrambling to bring the men who say they were deceived into fighting for Russia in Ukraine, and says there's a possibility this could be linked to another story as well. But in the meantime, what we do know is that 4 arrests have been effected. Chriselda says that these 4 people were intercepted there, some of them in Springs and some of them in other parts of Ekurhuleni. And she also gave us clarity around the charges. In the meantime, what we do know is that the arrests relate to the Foreign Military Assistant Act there. And she says that she will be getting us some of those details as they become available. So, in the meantime, keep it locked right here to the SABC News channel as we continue to track that developing news story for you. In the meantime, Chriselda Lewis, thanks so much indeed for that.